Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Simply Modular Housing, which is being made by user Stoic, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is essentially an entirely new way of constructing your houses, which is a lot more complicated, I'll grant you that right off the bat, but gives you an immense amount of customization over literally every square meter of the construction. You control every individual square meter of the floors, of the ceilings, of the walls, of the roofs, etc., which allows you to make monstrosities like this crappy little house I built over here. Now, this was me learning how everything worked, so it's kind of a strange, sad little house, but you can see here, the walls are made of multiple materials. We've got concrete, we've got wood, we've got metal, we've got brick, we have glass windows, we even have some weird little metal chain link fence windows, we have a lovely wood roof on top, which has been enclosed on this side, but I chose not to enclose it on this other side for, reasons. And then if we go on the inside, you can see even far more customization that you have, and also more of my hideous design choices, where we have different flooring materials of the wood over here, we've got concrete tiles over here, our walls are different colors and textures of tile, brick, metal with stripy paint, metal that's sort of, well, orangey yellow and kind of damaged a little, just sort of regular old metal sheeting, a different kind of metal sheeting, and for the flooring, I even chose to make the floor go a different way than the rest of the flooring, just because I could, and that is how much control that you have with this mod. You are literally, if I go into the workshop mode, controlling every square meter of this wall right here, of this ceiling up here, of the flooring down here. Every little aspect you control. Granted, yes, it means that making your houses is far more complicated, but you can make it exactly how you want. And thankfully, it's all pretty convenient inside the workshop if we actually go over here to play around with things. And of course, go to the structures section. The mod maker has injected into the game a new category called Simply Modular Housing, which we can go into and find all of our lovely categories of things for building our houses. Starting, of course, over here with ceilings, door frames, floors, foundations, insulation, pillars, prefabs, roofs, stairs, walls, windows, and an uninstall item, which we'll talk about in a little while. But first, let's just kind of go through each of these categories real quick, just to give you a generic idea of what all they have inside of them. Now, the first is, of course, ceilings, and this is just all the different ceiling tiles we can add to the roof of our buildings, where you have just things from airport ceiling tiles, concrete blocks, metal ceiling tiles, etc. Just a whole lot of different textures and materials and colors of ceilings. And of course, as you did notice, you can also go on the floor if you so desire, but they are of course meant to go up on the ceiling. Now, we then also have the door frames, where we have it in three different materials, sort of a clean metal, a rusted metal, and then wood. And thankfully, these door frames do fit your standard doors in the game, so you don't have to worry about any of those not fitting in here just perfectly. We then have the flooring categories, which is into multiple subcategories, the first being carpet, where again we just have a variety of different colors, textures, etc. of carpet. We then have it for metal flooring, which again, just different colors, textures, styles, prints, etc. of metal floors. Then the same deal with wood flooring, and we actually have quite a number of wood floors, which of course I always do enjoy, because who doesn't like a good solid wood floor? And then finally, my favorite category, concrete, because, well, it has the tiley one that I used in there, and more importantly, another checker tile that's red and white, and that's just fun. You could make yourself a little diner. Isn't it lovely? And yes, just again, just different textures, colors, styles of concrete flooring. Now, the next category we have is foundations, and this is for the floors that you actually use to then put all of those floor tiles onto. So we have it in 3 different sizes here of the generic floor, which you could put on the base level or of course use to build your second floor level with. And we have it in sort of the standard size, a small size, and a slightly larger than small size. Then of course our own foundation, which is similar to of course the standard in-game foundation, but is specifically made to go with these floors. And if we just actually, we really only need 1 for demonstration purposes. Yes, we'll just place that down, and you'll notice, I probably should have pointed this out with the other things, it only uses 1 wood. Everything in this mod uses either 1 wood, or if it's metal, 1 steel. So it's not exactly balanced for construction, but you know what, oh well, it's just for fun. Now the next bit we have in the foundation section are these pillar ceilings. And these I'll actually show off here real quick, because the point of these is you use them to determine how high you want your roof to be. So either you go by the 1x3 meter or 1x4 meter. Let's just go with the standard 1x3, and you want to put this thing right in the middle of your foundation, and then you slap on top of it another one of the floors, and there you go, you have your floor and your ceiling. And you just want to make sure that they're nicely lined up. It does look like they are good. And then you just make this go away. And there you go. You have your floor and ceiling for your new house that you'll build. We'll just leave that there momentarily and then go to insulation, because yes, you do actually need to insulate your house. I mean, come on, Boston weather, you're going to want to keep warm. But more importantly, like I told you with the floor tiles, they go onto this floor structure, and same with the ceiling tiles go onto this floor up here. The insulation is what's used to put the wall tiles onto, which is quite important. It's just, you know, a nice little bit to have. Now the next we have, I should point it out that it comes in 1x1 size, 1x2, and 1x3, which is all good. The next bit we have are the housing pillars, and these come in the 3 different materials of the sort of clean metal, the rusted metal, and then over here with the just standard wood. And they come in a multitude of different sizes, so we have 2 different horizontal 1x1 meter bars, or pillars rather. We then have a vertical 1x1 pillar, a 1x2, 1x3, and 1x4, which are used for framing in your house, which we'll get to momentarily. The next category we have is prefab, and there is only 1 prefab in here, and this is very useful for creating your walls quickly, because yeah, again, I just mentioned you actually have to frame in your walls. This makes your life a heck of a lot easier. Now the next category we have is the roofs, and again, it's just, you know, your slanted roof tiles in a variety of different materials, textures, colors, etc. And then we also have these bits here, which is a horizontal sort of angled roof tile, and then a horizontal sort of flat roof tile, and that's what's used to actually block in the archway of your roof, because I put these into that one side but not on the other, so that's what you use to enclose that. The next category we have is stairs, where we only have 1 singular set of stairs, but, you know, it's there. And then we have the walls, which, like with the flooring, we have into subcategories, the first one being brick. And again, this is just all different colors, textures, and materials of different brick for you to choose from, including that cool stone brick. We then have the metal, which again, same sort of deal. They got quite a bit of cool metal ones, including some nice vault tech ones, so you could create some very interesting bases. And of course the stripy colors there, and we continue on for quite a while, cause, well, lots of metal in this game. And then finally we have the concrete walls, which again, just different textures, materials, colors, etc. Each in your individual 1x1 meter square, so you can customize every bit of your walls. And then the last one is windows. Now we have 2 different kinds of windows, and they come in 3 different sizes. Well, actually for the fencing one we have 4 sizes. So the glass windows we have in 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3 for a basically full floor to ceiling sort of thing there. And then in the fence ones we have 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and 1 by 4. So if you want a really tall chain link fence, you technically could make it with this if you so desired. Then we have that uninstall item, which scares me. Okay, so let's go back to this and show you how you actually put together your home. Now, I already showed you how to set down your foundation, use the ceiling pillar to then place your ceiling, so we now have this lovely bit of space here for us to construct a basic tiny little crappy house. So what you need to do then is go to your pillars, and this is where the mod gets time consuming. You actually have to frame in your house. You don't just slap on a big wall like I did over there for building my bar. You literally have to come in and frame every minuscule part of your home like this so that you have your walls. You then, once you have the vertical bars in, do the same thing with the horizontal bars and put them on the top as well as the bottom down here so that everything is nicely framed in. And you can also put these horizontal bars at sort of median points at the between the pillars. So say for instance, if in this little block here, you want a 2 by 1 window, you can now put a lovely wall tile right there in that 1 by 1, and then you can put the window inside this 1 by 2. And of course you can do that at different heights. You don't have to do it there, you can do it right there. You could have a multitude of 1 by 1s, just however you want to do it. The framing process is time consuming. The 10 minutes I spent on that house, literally I think 8 of them were framing. Then I just kind of randomly put everything else on the walls, ceilings, and floors, and then I discovered, oh wait, don't they have a prefab? Oh yes. Yes, it does. And this is the most beautiful thing ever. Let me actually take out these pillars real quick because we don't need them. This prefab is perfect. There we go. There's one entire wall framed in perfectly in one shot. I love this prefab. It makes your life so much easier. Now, granted, it only works for the 3-meter tall rooms, but nonetheless, that's a lot less work you have to do in framing in your home. And it's a huge relief off your mind when you finally realize that. Let's actually take, oh god, no, not the roof. Let's take this one down so we can sort of see and hear a bit better. Now, once you have your walls framed in, you're probably going to want to put your door somewhere. So let's go grab this door frame, and the door is a little finicky. It wants to live between 2 posts. So, oh, there we go. So there we go. That's why I left a extra space right here so that we didn't have a pillar right there like we do right here. So it wants to be between 2 posts. I mean, as you can see there, it will get green on surfaces sometimes, but it wants to live on a post. So you just want to leave an extra space in while you're framing, and that is the perfect location for one of your doors. Then after you put in the doors, you're going to want to do the insulation. And now this insulation is what you use to actually place your wall tiles onto, so it's quite an important part of the whole process. So you just kind of put those into there. So we got the 3 by 1s, we got the 1 by 2s here, and of course the 1 by 1s, which we can just kind of place around. And I'm actually going to take out this 2 by 1 because I want to put a window there. Yes, we'll scrap it. And that is your insulation. Now, once you have your whole place framed in, you've got your foundation, you got your ceiling, you got your framing, you got your insulation, then you can start actually doing your decorating. And this is where, any of the budding designers out there will just have all the fun in the world. You got all your different ceiling tiles, your floor tiles, etc. Which actually, let's go back to the floor ones real quick, because I want to show you why we have to set down these foundations and the ceiling tiles. Because if, say we place this lovely textured tile on our foundation, it fits perfectly. It's just a nice solid space that it's perfectly happy to live on. But if we place it on like a normal surface, you'll notice the texture clips. So this is why we put them onto the foundation rather than just onto the solid floor, because then you get that glitchy texturing where it's trying to clip through the others and it's not good. And it's the same reason why we put up the insulation. The insulation serves the exact same function as the flooring does for the wall tiles there, so that the wall tiles have a flat, good, perfect surface to attach to so that they don't glitch out and cause an eyesore. So that is why we frame them in. That's why we put the insulation. That's why we have the ceiling and why we have the foundation floor here. That is the reasoning behind all of that. But once you have it all good to go, you have all your ceiling bits that you put in tile by tile, and you can do whatever you like, even mixing and matching the different type of tiles to create a pattern. We then, of course, have with the walls the same sort of stuff. No, that's the floors over to walls. There we go. And so you can place these just nicely right there on the insulation so that they have that nice flat surface. And again, you can mix and match however you so desire to build your lovely new home. Now, of course, the windows, if we go to those, you know, fit into everything just like anything else. So let's put a little 1x1 window right in there. Now that's why we can frame off these little sections like this, so we have a perfect 1x1 square for that one. And we can even put a 1x1 square into this one right there. Perfect. And then, of course, a lovely 2x1 right there. So we have these glorious glass windows. And, of course, you can even put in the floor-to-ceiling windows there, so you have a nice big view of the countryside. And who wouldn't want that? And yeah, this is just what you do. You use all these parts individually to build your house by every individual square meter of flooring, wall, ceiling. The roof's the same thing. Yeah, you place those out there so that you can angle them, and then, oh, I can no longer build anything. And yeah, you just kind of build up your roof meter by meter. Let's actually, oh no, not that. Take off that so I can kind of show here. There we go. So you can see that they attach as they go upward like that. So you have piece by piece building your roof up, and you do it from the other side, etc. You can then fill it in with these bits and bobs. And then once you have your house built, you just build up the interior with all your other furniture that's in the game normally. And it's just wonderful. You have maximum amounts of customization thanks to all of this. It just lets you do anything and everything you'd like, pretty much. And the mod is, of course, still being worked on, so there's going to be more to come in the future, which just makes me excited, because just imagine what houses you could potentially make with this. And you can make multi-story houses, condos, modern, old colonial-looking things, whatever you desire. And when you eventually have to get rid of this mod for whatever reason or get bored with it, you can destroy it all with the uninstall item. This is an odd thing. Once you are, completely done with this mod, you don't want it anymore, you create this. You place it on the ground, and then you use it, apparently. I haven't actually done this yet because, of course, I've been working with this, and I didn't want to accidentally uninstall. And you take this uninstall Simply Modular Housing, and it will delete all of your Simply Modular Housing, so then you can go into your load order and uninstall the mod from there, so that you make sure that your save file is safe. So that's... oh god, let's do it! Oh, I thought it was actually... oh, did we actually just take it? Like I said, I haven't tried this yet, guys, because I was afraid of deleting whatever I was working on. Oh, Lord, what was it called? Ah, there it is. Okay, let's do it and see how this uninstalls. Well, my houses are still there. But, oh, hold on. Let's open up the workshop. Is it gone from the workshop mode now? Yes, so it's been taken out of the workshop mode, so then you can just take apart your houses, I guess, from here, and then safely delete the mod. So that's what it does, apparently. I thought it would get rid of your houses that you had built, but no, it just gets rid of that category. And then you can safely uninstall the mod, and you shouldn't have any troubles with your save file. Now, as for who can get a hold of this, if you want to take a look at this from the Nexus, link is in the description, as always, for these mods. If you are on console, you're in luck. It's on consoles as well, so if you're on the Xbox, PS4, whatever, you can find these on Bethesda.net for your construction and building pleasure. And yeah, I definitely do hope you go and check this mod out. It is just a whole lot of fun. I have really enjoyed messing around with this thing, just making all sorts of weird, strange buildings with it, and just messing around with, again, meter by meter of customization for my houses. How could you not love that? But that is going to be it for today, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next episode. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.